Hi, my name's Haley. I am new to all of this. Uh, Decided to give it a go and talk about talk about books. So I guess I'll start off a little bit about me. Like I said, my name's Haley. I'm 24 and I recently graduated back in December from college. I guess like I'm starting all of this is because I wanted to start reading again. When I was in college and high school, and especially when like social media started, I stopped reading for fun. I really lost what I was really good at, which was reading. I did a whole lot of it growing up. I loved doing it. But with college, I was a history major, so I spent a lot of time reading books that weren't fun. And I mean, they were fun, but like they weren't like fiction fun that I could sit down and read quickly and page turners and all this fun stuff. And it wasn't until this past summer did I start reading again for fun. The first book that I read that wasn't a history book was Bonfire by Kristen Ritter, of all things. So I read that book over the summer and I looked for more like thriller books, more like psychological thrillers, mysteries, crime mysteries. Like they were, I was really, really excited about those. And then I went to finish my last semester and I didn't really read all that much. But once I graduated, I ended up reading A Stranger in the House, which was something I was not expecting. I really enjoyed that book. We were in an Airbnb and I finished the book and I had to throw it. I felt really bad, but the ending just kind of like threw me for a loop. But because of that, I've decided that I'm gonna start reading again, and I'm creating this channel because I want to scream into the void about these books that I want to read and just things in general. I'm not entirely sure where this channel is gonna go. I want to do books, I want to do vlogs, reading vlogs, just things in general. We'll see how it goes, how this thing turns out. I'm really excited to find out because this is such a creative outlet for me at this point. Because graduating and with how things are in this world, it's nice to have some kind of outlet to enjoy and do something. So with that, I'm gonna do a book haul, which I'm sure you can see the pile of books behind me right here on my bed. I bought 9 books in general. No, not in general, just like I did buy 9 books. There's nothing about it. And I'm gonna kind of show you what I got. And there are a couple of rereads in here, but I enjoyed those books, so I was totally okay with buying them. And I guess I will get started. So the first 2 books that I'm going to talk about today are rereads. The first one is The Girl Before by Rena Olson. This was the first book that I read over the summer. That was after Bonfire, and this is the book that really got me into psychological thrillers. It's about this character named Kara Lawson, and her life is changed, and as she's in police custody, she's learning about her life then and what was before, and the way that the beginning and the end worked together is just I loved how it kind of, I won't spoil it, but it definitely, you'll make the connection as like you read it. And it's, I don't know how else to explain this book, but it definitely took me for a journey. And what I like about it is that I was able to also piece in the story and the mystery as it was being solved by the investigators and through her point of view. I don't know, just this was like I borrowed it from the library, and the reason I bought it is because I wanted to reread it again, and I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know what else to say. Like how do people who do book hauls talk about their books? I've got questions. The second book that is the reread was The Grace Year by Kim Leggett. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce her last name. This was the first book I read after I graduated from college, and I started it at work and I couldn't finish it because I was constantly like flipping through the pages on my breaks, and I didn't want to go back to work, so I was so busy reading it. And I was reading the reviews after the book, because I don't read reviews before reading it, because I like, even though I know like a lot of them don't have spoilers, I'm afraid that I'm gonna accidentally spoil it, and I don't want to have like a biased opinion before I read something. But I read the reviews for this book afterwards, and I can understand where a lot of the criticism comes from. I'm sure if you've read this book, you probably know. But I still enjoy this book, even if those criticisms like are there. I fully acknowledge them, and I fully, I believe in them, but like I totally like stand behind them. But I still enjoyed it. I love a good. This wasn't necessarily like a thriller type of book, but it's more dystopian. I haven't read one of those since I read it was The Maze Runner back when I was like in high school. Still kind of amazes me that I was reading those books like feels like a lifetime ago. Now to the books that I haven't read yet. These are the ones that I got. Like I said, I got these from Book Outlet. I really enjoy like thrift books and Book Outlet. They're two of my faves because I am a broke post-grad, and I bought 9 books for like $40, and that's like beautiful. Like 2 of these hardcover books, are probably as much as I paid. But anyway, the first one I got was The Darkest Time of Night by Jeremy Finley. I'm 99% sure either this was recommended to me on Goodreads, or I saw it on some like a YouTuber like recommendations. I know there's a couple in here that were, so I'm really excited. But this is about, I'm just gonna read the back and maybe understand what's going on. In the late 60s, before she became the devoted wife of a politician, Lynn worked in the astronomy department at the University of Illinois as secretary for a prominent professor. Lynn took messages from people desperate to find their missing loved ones who had vanished into beams of light, and now determined to find her grandson, Lynn must return to the work she once abandoned to unravel the existence of a place long forgotten in the world. It is there, buried deep beneath the bitter snow and the absent memories of its inhabitants, where the darkest secrets may finally come to light. But there are forces that wish to silence her, and Lynn will find how far they will go to stop her, and how the truth about her own forgotten childhood could reveal the greatest mystery of all time. In the front says X-Files fans will eat this up, and that, I think that's like the whole reason I picked this one up, was because it has like that sci-fi like thriller mystery kind of deal, which I'm totally for, and I'm excited. But I don't know. That's The Darkest Time of Night. That's the other. Another one I got was The Death Messenger by Mara Hanna. And this is another thriller. There's something about a mysterious DVD is delivered to Northumbria police, and the only lead they have is a chilling woman's voice narrating the blood-soaked lockup depicted on screen. This definitely looks like a murder mystery kind of book, and I don't know. It sounds kind of dark. It reminds me a lot of The Lost Girls by Karen Slaughter, and I think that's why I picked this up. I did enjoy that novel too. A little graphic. By little, I mean it really was. I don't really get shook up by that kind of thing, but whew. Definitely I'm excited for this one, just because it has a very similar feel. Another one I got was Here and Gone by Halen Beck. Is this one. And it's about a woman who was fleeing an abusive husband, and this is It starts with she's pulled over because there's a bag of drugs she's never seen that came out of her trunk, and it kind of like shows the series of events that happen afterwards while she's trying to protect her and her family. I think, I'm 99% sure this one I saw someone recommend on YouTube as I was watching, and I don't know, like, I'm kind of excited about this one too. And when I read back, all I can think of is You, and I did read that novel too. That was crazy. The other book is A Beautiful Corpse by Christy Daughtery. This one is about an investigator, Harper McLean, and she's a crime reporter instead of an investigator. It's plot twist. Instead of an investigator, it's a reporter. And she's trying to find out who the killer is of this 24-year-old Naomi Scott. I don't know, I'm like really excited about this one too. If you couldn't tell, like, thrillers, mysteries, genre, crime mysteries, like, these are my favorite types of books. So I don't know what else to say about these. Like, I'm sure if you've tried to like do a YouTube video, you understand like how awkward it is because you don't know exactly what you want to say, but you don't want to write like a script, because that's where I'm currently at. So but the next book I got was The Child Finder by Renee Denfeld. I don't want to say field because there's no I in there, but you never know. So it's another disappearance, and someone's trying to find this child, and Naomi is the last hope of the Culver family, and she uncovers the truth behind Madison's disappearance, and Naomi will ultimately unlock the secrets of her own life. So that's another trope that I seem to read a lot about how someone like grew up and does this career, but they come back to some kind of small town or their own hometown, and they uncover themselves and the mystery. And I think the first book I read of that trope or genre, I don't know, it's like the same genre but a trope, I don't know, I'm no book expert, was All the Missing Girls was one of them. And there was another one, or that might have been Bonfire, if I remember correctly. So anyway, the second to last book I got was The Forgotten Girls by Owen Lockanen. I hope I pronounced that right. I would feel horrible. But it's about a runaway on the High Line train running across the upper rim of America, and with a little local interest put into a dead file, only she was not alone. When Kirk Stevens and Carla Windermere of the joint FBI-BCA Violent Crimes Task Force stumble upon the case almost by accident, they discover a horror far greater than anyone expected. A string of murders on the High Line, all of them young women drifters whom no one would notice missing. And honestly, I think this might be the first book that I read, just because it seems the most interesting right now. I mean, they all seem interesting to me. That's why I bought them. But I am excited about this one. I think this one is also another recommendation I saw on YouTube. I'm 99% sure. I don't remember because I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And the last book that I got from my haul was Abandoned by Allison Brennan. It's about an investigative reporter, has cracked many cases, but one investigation she's never attempted is the mystery from her own past. Like, right there in the cover is explaining and exposing my reading genres that I gravitate towards the most. I have no explanation for it. I guess we'll find out eventually. Maybe through this adventure of YouTube, I'll find some more books that aren't just specifically this genre, because I would like to expand just a little bit, but these books really get me reading like it's nobody's business. But those were the 9 books that I got, and I'm so excited for them. We'll see how it all goes. Thank you for joining me on my first YouTube haul. I'm really excited to start reading these books. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I may do like those reading vlogs and just like very casual like check-ins when I'm reading a book. Nothing like super formal like sit downs. But I will definitely like be vlogging that kind of thing because I like to react to things while I'm watching them, and I want to like react with people, even if it's just people who are randomly watching this like a random YouTube video. But I'm guess I'm considering this book haul like to my to be read May and June. I do work so it's kind of hard currently to dedicate a lot of time to reading, but I will keep y'all updated because I think that's where I kind of want this channel to go. We'll find out. It may be an eclectic niche if you ask me, but thank you for sitting through this book. Oh my god, this video, it is my first, so it's a little awkward, a little new to me. I hope that I will be able to create content for people. Like this is a very creative outlet for me, and I want to be able to connect to other people too. So thank you for tolerating what I've been doing, and I hope to see you next time.